Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real, metaphysical, and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be continuing our Kitchen Witch Urban Magic series, and we're going to talk about something a little fun. We're going to talk about the magical properties of the water of life, also known as whiskey. So stay tuned. Okay, so many of you all in my earlier videos, especially when I was in the upstairs office with the bookshelves and everything behind me, and even in some of the classes, have asked me about this a lot because you did see this in the background. And for those asking, yes, this is a real decanter. Yes, that is real booze in there. And I do usually keep whiskey in it, though I often have put rum in it. Though I've got a different decanter my wife got me for rum, so now it's just whiskey. It'll go from scotch to bourbon. But along with the questions of asking about this guy, I have also started to get questions about could stuff like whiskey, rums, or other alcohols be used in magic, and if so, what would their properties be? Honestly, this is a fascinating question because early in my career, I couldn't find anything on it. But over the years, I have compiled a list of notes from different practitioners and everything. And yes, there have been some really good uses found for these things, so we figured, you know what? We'll break, and we'll take a break from drinking coffee, and we'll have us a little drink here with you all as we enjoy a beverage and talk about the magical properties of this particular beverage, okay? That's good. Now, before you ask what I'm drinking what I like. We may discuss different brands and whatnots and cost effectiveness and stuff like that. I don't like to spend a lot of money on alcohol personally. I think the average bottle I would buy at the highest might hit 50. I'll just be honest with you. And usually it's considerably lower. I kind of stay down on the bottom shelf personally. But that's okay. That's what I enjoy because that way I can drink it. I find ones I enjoy drinking neat. I drink on the rocks. I can drink it with club soda. Or I can use it in a cocktail if I want. If it gets too expensive, I'll only drink it neat. So I try to stay on that bottom shelf for those reasons. But doesn't matter the cost of it. You can still use it in your magic all the same. Now, whiskey, also sometimes referred to as the water of life, does have several properties magically that I have found really handy over the years. Let's go ahead and get through those. Now, the first property is change. Whiskey can bring about change in your life. So if you're doing any kind of transformation magic or some magic to bring about a change, whiskey could be used pretty easily. It can also be used for protection magics, okay, which ties into that water of life concept. A lot of people have found it works really good with strength magic. And I get that. It has that really bold kind of earthy strength to it and it brings forward. So I get that very well. One thing, this is one I'm a little iffy on myself. I went ahead and added it because I have found a lot of magicians who say it. Just energy work in general. They say whiskey can help your energy work in general. I don't know. I've not noticed it necessarily making energy work particularly easy. I have a suspicion that perhaps it helps you to relax. That might make it easier. I don't know. We will see. It's also great for prosperity magic, growth magic, and transformation. Now this to me feels like change just being listed again by a lot of people. And sometimes change isn't necessarily a full transformation. It's a change of where you are, a change of what you're doing, removing something from your life, where transformation is actually taking a situation and truly transforming it in some way. I know a lot of people utilize this particular section for weight loss or getting into shape, which generally, in my experience, whiskey's not really the best thing to do if you're trying to get in shape. But adding it to your Magick, that it can work. Whiskey's also known for fertility, marriage, and financial luck. Yes, financial luck. It is tied to financial luck. Now, one of your questions will be, Drake, I don't like drinking whiskey. I don't like drinking. How do I use it? Well, you do not have to drink a spell component. I mean, no doubt, you could use this to make a potion. Though I'd prefer, if we do potions with alcohol, we do it in little shot glasses. You could do that, and you could turn it into a sipper, which I should go on record right now, here and now, saying always, always, always drink responsibly. As a practitioner, as a magician, I truly believe we should always be in control of our facilities. We should always know what's going on. Because of that, I am not a big proponent of getting buzzed, tipsy, or drunk. And anything beyond that is just pure stupidity. That's just the honest truth. So this right here, that's about the biggest drink I will have, because I want to remain in control of my facilities at all time. I do not drink a lot ever, and I actually do not condone it really, because I have lost a lot of friends to alcohol abuse or drunk driving, and because of that, I take stuff like that very, very seriously. And I have actually had friends that got so mad that they walked out of my life, so-called friends, I guess I should say, because I would not go out and party with them so they could just get hammered. Again, the mage and the practitioner should be in control. If you're doing something that removes your facilities and takes you out of that control, then you are stepping outside and you are giving away your power. That is truly how I feel about it. So always, always drink responsibly if you're going to drink. Know your limits, stay within them, and stay in control of yourself. And never, ever, 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 ever drink and drive, okay? All right. Now, you could use this as an anointing oil pretty simply. You could just dip your hands in there and anoint the candle for a candle spell. You could drip it onto a sigil. You could easily add it as you would any component. If you're doing kitchen magic and you're cooking, you could add a small bit to your cooking as well. A lot of people do that. Whiskey barbecue sauces are extremely popular, and they taste good. And cooked correctly, you'll actually cook the alcohol out of them, saving you just the flavor and, of course, the magical properties. And these are just a few ways that you could quickly start incorporating this into your practice. Now, that said, there's nothing that says you couldn't pour you a small glass to enjoy at the end of your day, at the end of the night, before you're not going out, you're in for the night, you're fine and dandy. That one drink's not really going to affect you. You could even enjoy it before ritual or after ritual. Some people would like to enjoy a small drink with an entity or during rituals, and that's fine. There's so many ways that you could utilize this if you so choose, as long as it is a healthy choice for you. I will say this, if you are someone who is prone to alcoholism due to family or whatever, stay away from it, period. I know that. And you'll see here, I'm taking small sips. But that is generally how I enjoy my whiskey, is I will sit down and I will sip on it for a long period of time. This little bit of whiskey will probably last me an hour and a half or two, depending on what's going on. And it is a great way to unwind, but even still, I actually tend to sip on coffee or something late at night more than whiskey, which has helped me. Many people's noticed I am losing weight. There you go. Now, how would you utilize this particular method in your practice? Well, in one of our earlier videos, we actually talked about the reality of potions and how to charge them and utilize them. There's nothing to stop me from taking this little glass of whiskey here and charging it to help me with prosperity and financial luck. In fact, That is a nice little spell that I used to do using whiskey quite a bit over the years. Many of you know, financially, we did not do well early on. We struggled. And I used magic to get to where we are. And that is fine and dandy. That's what we should do as magicians. We should take charge of that practice. But one of the things I would do is I would charge a glass or a shot of whiskey and sip on it at night. And I'd charge it specifically for prosperity and financial luck. So that as I'm sipping on it, it's bringing that to me. Now, I found this to be quite effective. First off, it's kind of relaxing. And coming from where I did, there was this image, I guess you could say, of those who sipped whiskey were usually successful. Now, mind you, that's not to say everyone who drank whiskey where I come from was successful. Everyone drank whiskey. They didn't sip it, though. They guzzled it. So for me, it was a two-part spell because the ritual was me sitting down, relaxing, enjoying it, but I had already charged it for prosperity and financial luck. And part of the ritual was sitting there and embodying that success. You know, I've made it. I'm successful. I can enjoy something very simple and just sip on it. And I truly believe that added something to the working itself and actually empowered it quite a bit. And over time, very short time really, me and my wife went from living in the red to living in the black and started actually being able to build up something of a safety net and actually begin to prosper far better in our lives. So between the prosperity spell workings I was doing and that, I think it really, really did make a difference. Now, someone has asked me before, could I just charge the bottle? Yeah, you could. You really could. In fact, for those particular workings I'm talking about, I actually would charge a decanter like this. Again, this gives the appearance of fancy, okay? Because, let's see, at the time it was scotch. This is a bourbon. And the scotch that I had, my wife picked out for me, and I really gravitated toward it because she's military, she was away, and it also made me think of her. But it was a scotch called Clan MacGregor. You can probably find it anywhere. It's bottom shelf as can be. It's a blended scotch. But even serious scotch drinkers tend to find it to be an everyday scotch. It's nothing fancy. But you can get it for like $10 to $15 a bottle. It's pretty freaking cheap. So that would be the scotch I would use, and I would put it in this decanter because its bottle, well, where we got it, the bottle was plastic, let's be honest. To again add to that essence, add to that success feeling that I was shooting for. And I would indeed empower, charge, and enchant this whiskey or the scotch at the time for the same things: prosperity, financial luck, growth, and protection. I would even put protection there. And then at night when I poured it into the cup and relaxed, that is when I would also charge this. So I'm getting kind of a double dose charging there, and I found that really effective. And one of the things that I would also do, and I truly believe this helped me out, and my data at the time wasn't as good as it is today, so it is what it is. But I would charge the bottle with everything I was trying to do. And at night, the thing I needed to focus on most at that time, I would charge this with. So I'm increasing the charge on the thing I need the most focus on. This allowed me a bit of control to put more focus where I needed it, while at the same time still growing everything. And I found that to be a very potent way to use this particular magic. And it's a very simple magic. And considering I would only be drinking like maybe an ounce and a half of whiskey, because, yeah, that's just a traditional serving, very, very small amount, and sipping on it. That bottle would last me for a really, really long time. Because where I get it, you can only buy it by like the liter, and it's like $13-15 for that plastic liter. And I know everybody's thinking $15, that's got to be some crappy scotch. To some people it might be, but I actually enjoy it better than some more expensive ones, honestly. And that could just be because it has that memory. Because our thoughts, our memories, can really adjust how we feel about certain foods and beverages as well. But it would last me for a really, really long time. But even a traditional 750 bottle, when you're drinking like that, it's going to last you a really good long time. Now, when it comes to Magick like this, the big fault, the big fallacy, the place where people fall and get tripped up, they overdo it. Magick takes focus, it takes concentration, it takes you being in control of your facilities. The trip up with this style of Magick is, if you drink too much, you lose your focus. And that will ultimately end up in deteriorating the amount of power you're putting out while you're doing a ritual of sitting back and enjoying this. So if you, for example, aren't sure what your tolerance is, you don't want to drink, let's say you're just one of those, then that's great if you don't want to drink. No judgments. I went many years of my life with never touching alcohol. And even now, though I don't drink much, I'm still cutting back on it. For those who don't want to drink, you could easily charge the decanter, and then you could easily charge the candle and do a candle spell every other night or something. Same general process, and then when the candle's lit, you can sit down, stare into that candle flame, and focus on what it is that you'd be focused on while you're enjoying your beverage, and still doing that. And this is going to essentially give you the exact same properties. And in some ways, I might even argue this might be the better ritual, because you don't run that risk of becoming tipsy or anything, and your focus is there. You're staring into the candle. You're seeing that financial prosperity, that protection, whatever it is, literally already being there. So yeah, that would be another way that you could utilize it. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It definitely got longer than I thought. I guess it's the storytelling. But if you are interested in utilizing a little bit of whiskey in your practice, by all means, give it a try. If you're of age to do so, and you can do so responsibly. I know this is definitely one of those things that we don't talk about enough in Kitchen Magic, but hey, it is there. And it is something that we can use. And in all honesty, alcohol, spirits, and stuff like that, they've had a real big history with humans in general and magic. They've been there in the background. So give it a try. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Also, I'm thinking about continuing to do more of these videos. So if there's a particular beverage that you would like me to cover, drop that below. Let me know what it is you'd like me to talk about. Also, do remember we go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us there. We do now have channel memberships where you can sign up, get different levels of perks, and you know, $5, $10, I think $15 is what the different tiers are. It's a way for you all viewers to support the channel so that we can keep the lights on, keep on doing what we're doing, and be able to present content. And also do remember we do have an online school where you can go take online courses that are video courses for dragon magic, tarot, meditation. There's even a free arcane sight class there. The link should be found below. And until next time, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic. Take care. Bye-bye.